Very good day everybody, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to another live stream. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your personal funky scene pilot for today's flight. And we are parked here at the Ankara Esenboğa airport in Turkey, and we will be doing a flight in the PMDG 737-700 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. From the Esenboğa Ankara airport to Dalaman in the south of Turkey. This will be a flight of about about 1 hour. Airtime about 53 minutes, so let's say that's about 1 hour ish. Alright, so let's hop onto the flight deck. It's a beautiful day here in Ankara, Turkey. We're flying real world time and real world weather. So let's go and start up the aircraft. It is parked at the gate. It's cold and dark. So we turn on the battery. And the first thing we do, we align the IRS system. And this will allow us to monitor the time it takes until the IRSs are aligned. Let's turn on some of the lighting while we're here. You can hear the little alarm beeping because it is draining. We're basically now just running on batteries. Batteries discharging. So we need to request the GPU. So the GPU is connecting. This is the GPU unit right here. And once it is connected, this button here, this light will start glowing. Ground power available. And now we are on the ground power. We are saving the battery from further discharging. Okay. So we got this bit. Aircraft is coming to life here. So we're using the GSX menu. We're at gate number 14. So let's request boarding.
Boarding requested.
And let us also request the catering service. So there you can see the baggage handlers are coming and the jetway is coming. It looks like it's going to be a very long jetway. Is it ever going to make it? Now that is a shame. Look at that. We do not want to do it like this, do we? Okay, so let's what's this going to look like? So are we going to see passengers walk through the air here? So let me quickly see if I can change this. There is an Air Arabia pulling up alongside us. We're standing here with an open door. It's a little bit sad. So let's request some airstairs there. So there's one coming. So that's a little bit lame. I do apologize, although stairs disabled. So do I enable stairs? Cannot operate stairs while boarding, deboarding. Stairs disabled. That is interesting. So it looks like we will not see the passengers boarding today as well. Okay, you know what, so just screw that then. Some of these stupid things sometimes in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So they put your aircraft here, and there is a gate, or there's a jetway, and they're just sort of like not aligned properly or something. It just looks weird. We can have a look at the baggage handlers here for a bit. So this is actually pretty cool. I do like this. But it looks like we will not be seeing any passengers, which is it's a bit of a shame because that's a nice element. Right. Anyway, so then we're going to forget about this and just focus on getting the aircraft off the ground. Okay. So while this is all happening outside, let us focus here on the inside a little bit. Get some lighting up here. It appears a little bit dark. It's an early morning flight, or well, for me it's early anyway. There's some floodlights. Let's just get this thing lit up like a Christmas tree. Put in some random squawking code. 5301. I go to TA. So get some radios. Okay. Maybe a little bit of the dome light as well. So before we do anything else, let's just first put in the correct fuel. So for today's flight, I'm checking off the screen the OFP. We're taking block fuel is 3.8. Let's take 5 with us, and then there is a final reserves of 0.9er. So let's go ahead and take 5,000 kilograms of the fuel. So there is that. Alright, so let's go and set up the flight. So you go to the FMC and you see the 737-700. We got the correct LX cycle here. So we go to position initialization. So reference airport Lima Tango Alpha Charlie. And we're at gate 14. Let's see if it recognizes the number 14. And it does as well. That's pretty good. Okay, so then for the route, let's request the flight plan. Let's fall for this little trap. So requesting the flight plan, PMDG, and let's have a look for the Lima Tango Alpha Charlie to Lima Tango Bravo Sierra. Okay, so we're requesting it. Select. We then wait. wait for it to download, and then once it is downloaded we can load it up, we can upload it into the system there. So here you can say load, and now it is loading. It's a pretty cool system. It does require you to I do not believe it's possible yet. If it will anyway, I'm not so sure, but I don't think it's possible to obtain the flight plan directly from SimBrief like you can in some other aircraft, which obviously would be a nice feature. But you can go to the SimBrief there, create a flight plan, export it in the correct format, and place it in some folder on your hard drive, and then you will look for it through the menu right here on the board, and then you can still actually program it in like that, if you will. Alright. So we click activate. It will activate once we hit execute, and there you go. So we got the route in. You can check here. We got the legs. We have 2 pages with legs. But we also need the departure and arrival. So let's go ahead for the departure out of Ankara, and let's check the routing. We're going runway 03 right, HALIL 1 Tango. And HALIL 1 Tango, that is this one. That is in, there is no transition, so execute. Go back to index, then you go to LTBS. And let's have a look what they have there. Runway 19er.
Vehicles are on their way.
RIVBU 1 Zulu for runway 19er. Would like it if they have a ILS for 19er, but they do not. So let's try localizer 19er, see how that's going to work. And then the RIVBU 1 Zulu. And there's no transition, so we're just going to select this as well. Go to the legs page to have a look at the flight plan, see if there's any discontinuities. There's one here. And that is it. So I think this looks good then. So the zero fuel weight 53.6, reserves was 0.9er. Oh, that is not the that's the wrong box. Reserves 0.9er, fuel 5,000 kilograms. The cost index for today's flight is 5, and the average wind 00630. So 5 006 at 30 for the cruising wind, and it is not entering. That should actually be 30. That's my bad. What the hell am I doing here, people? 06 30. Let's first put in the altitude. Is that not a little bit high? 400,000 feet. I mean 40,000 feet. 400,000 feet is obviously really high. .006 at 30. Let's try this again. There we go. So we need to put in the cruising altitude first, and transition altitude. Let's go ahead and check the charts. The origin altitude is 10,000 feet. And we execute. Now we go to the N1 limit. It is 11 degrees outside. I think I'm just going to go full toga. Take off. So taking off flaps 5. Center of gravity was 21.23, 22.7. Okay, so that is there. Now the runway that we're departing from, 03 right. So let's have a look at what is the runway length. So 123. We just enter 123. And the elevation at 32, elevation 3099. Look at that. So put in the heading of the runway, which is 032, and the airport elevation was 3099, I believe. Just quickly double check. $3,099 feet, so 3,100. We put that in, that's fine. Put this on 40,000. Okay, so we got this down as well. So we got our takeoff speeds. V1 124 knots. Rotate 127 knots, V2 134 knots. Let's also set the course here, 32. Okay. You can see we're actually quite high here. It's about a kilometer above sea level. Okay, so let's carry on. I think the passengers have all boarded, so we should be able to get rid of all the stairs there. So ground services. And just release stairs, and hopefully the doors, there you go, the doors will be closed by the cabin crew. Thank you very much, cabin crew. Much appreciated. Okay. Let's see, so we got most of this stuff in now. So let's get ready for taxi, start up the APU. APU starting up, seatbelt signs can go on, as we have the fuel on the board now. We got 5,000 kilograms of fuel that we're carrying. So let's turn on the yaw damper. Exhaust gas temperature for the APU is rising. We're going to let it rise, and then it's going to settle down later on. Once that is done, we can disconnect the ground power unit. My apology. So window heating and the probe, we can all go on for now. And the EGT for the APO is settling there. So what we'll do, we switch from ground power to APU generator. Turn on APU bleed. We can disconnect the ground power. Oops, that was my bad. Disconnect, there you go. Okay, and we go to the menu here, so we can also release the ground power unit. So you go to the ground services, ground power, and you click the soft button there that says release, and it will now release the ground power for us. Okay. So let's have a look here at the unit ref. So we need to trim 5.51. It would be somewhere around there. So it looks like we're all done here and ready for the pushback. But before we do, let's have a little takeoff briefing. And obviously also would like to know which way to taxi once we're done. So 03 right, that is nice and conveniently close by. So we basically push back nose to the right. And we just hop here onto via D2 onto Alpha and holding point 1 right there. Okay, so that is one thing down. Now let's have a look at the departure. I believe this was our departure. Oh, this is Navigraph charts again being way too heavy. Ever since I got the latest update, sometimes you cannot just simply shift between two charts. It will just not load, and it will just look at that. I mean, how long? My apologies. Max 230 knots. This is a RNAV standard instant departure. We got the HALIL 1 Tango, which will take us to fly the runway heading 032 for 6 nautical miles, and then until we reach Jubuk, VOR. It is actually a waypoint here, Alpha Charlie 044, that's the one that really applies to us, but yeah. And there we take a left turn to heading 303 for 12.4 nautical miles, and basically we're going to focus on the altitude constraint, flight level 120. We need to be at or below flight level 120 here, so we cannot overshoot. So I think flight level 120 might be our first altitude constraint then. So let's put that in. 120. There we go. Let's turn on the flight directors. Auto thrust armed. I think for now this is sufficient. So let's go ahead and call the tug. Let's see, catering's completed, boarding completed. So prepare for pushback and departure. Over to the marshals.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Very good. So are we.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pins inserted.
Okay, so there comes the tug.
Locking gear.
Okay, so it is requesting some input from us now. So let me get off my lazy behind and get into the action. So we said we wanted to push back within those, I believe it was to the left. Well, let me just double check here real quick. I think nose to the right, if I look at this correctly. There you go. Okay. So nose right, left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay. Release parking brakes.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, all engines clear, so we can start up the engines. I'm going to start with engine number 1. And we monitor the N2 percentage there. Once that reaches 20, we can then put on the fuel supply. Whoops. I do really like this pushback feature though. It's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about it, and it's more immersive. Look at this. It's pretty nice, isn't it? So, engine number 1, we have a good engine start. Engine number 2. N2 is rising.
Please set parking brakes.
Okay, let's go ahead and set the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, so they're waiting confirmation for 2 engines successfully started. Oh, we got 1 engine at running idle at 20.9 and 1. So we're now waiting for the engine number 2. Let's set the flaps to the takeoff position, 5%. So engine number 2 is started as well, so we can confirm now, and then we will be ready to taxi.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
My apologies. So they're disconnecting there, you can see. And that I must say I really like about the GS exits. That's really cool.
Unlocking gear.
So we're unlocking the gear. There we go. And then soon we will get a left clear, right clear, and then we can just go ahead and taxi.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed.
So thank you.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thank you very much. So let's go. Turn on the taxi lights. And release the parking brake. I do not know why GSX says we should set the parking brake. Because how are we going to taxi with a parking brake on? Let's have a look outside. So we're going to take the exit there. I believe that was Delta 1. Let's yeah, we're going to take this one. Oh, forgot to turn on the clock there. So this time the cabin crew is going over the emergency procedures in case anything scary happens, to ensure the life of everybody on the board. So as this is not a very long taxi, the cabin crew should wrap up their safety instructions there for a bit. Does this say 03 center? That is interesting. Our takeoff is 03 right. Let us stop right here and check the charts. Well, it does say that we're at 03 right, so maybe just the signing is a little bit off here. We got an airplane coming in. Is that going to make it, man? Okay, anyway, we are clear on the left. And we are clear on the right. So, cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff. Turn on the landing lights. Full strobe. And we go TRA. And finally, speed brakes or auto brake to RTO for rejected takeoff. So let's get this thing on the runway and let's get going. We're slightly off center here, so let's just correct for that. Okay, so looks like we're good, so let's just keep it rolling and let's go. First to 50% in one, and we let it settle there. And toga thrust.
Airspeed's alive. 8 knots.
100 knots. V1 coming up.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
V2. Positive rate.
Positive rate. Gear up. I can turn on the autopilot now. Flaps to 1. So there goes the city of Ankara. What is the traffic there? Oh, did you see the moon? Look at the moon. Beautiful.
Maintain vertical speed. Maintain. Clear of conflict.
That's good. Clear of the conflict. So the flaps are fully up now. You're climbing to flight level 120. We're passing 10,000 feet. We turn off the landing lights, and the cabin crew are now free to walk around. That is to be expected, I guess. That is not to worry. And let's go ahead and set the standard altimeter. So what I just did just there, what happened, we were actually still flying on APU power, or running on APU power, and then I switched it on to the generators. For some reason the autopilot then disconnected. Turn off the APU and turn off the APU bleed. And we're settling here for now, so let's unfasten the seat belts. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard Turkish 812 to Dalaman airport. We're currently at an altitude of 12,000 feet. And we're looking at a flight of around 52 minutes. We hope you enjoy your flight. It's always nice to look out the window and see all the different landscape. My apology. Quickly stepping off the flight deck. Real quick to get to the galley to get a little drink. Let's have an external view for a bit, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are then. So we're on our way to Alpha Charlie 267. And we are not to fly above 12,000 feet. Oh, we are actually now. We have to actually be above flight level 140 at Alpha Charlie 267. There you go, 140. Very good. So let's put that in. So we're climbing to 14,000. And I think we can actually keep on going now to 40,000 feet. So once we reach 22 or 23,000 feet, I'm expecting the pressurization system to fail. That is usually what appears to happen. I don't know why. But looks like there is no other constraints anyway, so just to quickly double check here. At or above flight level 140 and then onwards, so that's fine. So that's good, we're on our way. So in about 143 nautical miles we should be getting ready for the descent. Let's change the speed restriction for flying below 10,000 feet from 240 knots to 250 knots. And execute. So let's turn off the auto brake there as well. I think, for the rest, for most of it, we're good. I'm expecting, as I said earlier, I'm expecting the pressurization system to fail, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and have a look at what we can expect for the arrival into Dalaman. Here's the airport. There we go, just as I expected. A little early, 18,000 feet. For now what to do is just click the button, altitude horn cut out, so at least we won't have to listen to it, but I'm not sure if there's anything I can do to fix it. Am I doing anything wrong? The system is set on auto, so it should actually all manage it itself. Okay, anyway, so we can ignore that. So let's have a look at the charts now. Let's see, so we will be landing on runway 19er to the south. That's pretty good, so to the south, so let's see, we'll probably exit the runway probably around here, Charlie or Delta, onto Foxtrot, Delta 1, and then here there's the Terminal 1 for the domestic flights, which is us. I can just park there and say ARF. Okay. Now, let's see, what is this saying? This is our arrival chart. It's another RNAV procedure. This one's then the arrival. We got the RIVBU 1 Zulu, which is this one, via RIVBU. So the first altitude constraint should be 11,000, which is at or above 11,000. There's some high terrain, so it is good to follow these procedures to the letter. So what are we looking at? RIVBU Sunatebori Atmon, at or above 9,000. I'm a bit confused here. Let's see. Oh, this is okay. Yeah. So this is Atmon, and then that's the end of it, I think. Okay. All right. Let's pull up the final approach chart as well. Runway 19er has a localizer 19er, so it looks like it has no glide slope there. Localizer 110.9er, course 110.9er. Let's put that in. One 110.9er. And 190 for the course. And then let's see what is the decision altitude. It's 700 feet radio, so let's put that in as well. And first we set this one, the minimums to radio. And how much was it? 700? 700, there we go. So there we go. Let's see now. 700. Get rid of that caution there. So in terms of our final approach, it looks like we got the localizer frequency in, and we got the course 190 put in as well. And we have the decision altitude of 700 feet radio altitude. Straight in landing runway 19er, so there is no ILS here. Mandatory 4,300 feet at NAVSA. Then there is a 4-degree slope that we have to fly. With the middle markers. Steep rate of descent 6.99 on final approach. Appropriate aircraft and crew qualifications are required. So that is a steep rate of descent for sure. Recommended altitudes. Distance to Tango Hotel Romeo. Let's see. Altitude threshold, I guess. So once we are at 9 DME, the altitude recommended is 3,875. Alright, that seems easy enough. Decision altitude 12,000. In case there's a missed approach, climb and proceed to the AWAR, then establish radial 196 until 10 DME from Dalaman 10.5, then turn right, proceed to the AWAR and hold at 4,000. Okay, so we're still climbing through flight level 290. Let's have a look outside. So 6-9 nautical miles until the top of descent. So it looks like the top of climb and top of descent are starting to overlap there. It says here Ebori 11,000 or above. That is correct. We'll see if we can get some forecast going. And I believe I've been doing this wrong, but let's see what is going to happen. Unable cruise altitude. Okay. Yeah, so the 40,000 is a little bit too high, I believe. So perhaps we could change the cruising altitude. Let's say 340. Let's see if we can simply do this ourselves like this. Execute. So we're now aiming for flight level 340 as our new cruising altitude. Two 78710. Let's see if we can switch to VNAV, what that's going to happen.
Traffic.
There is the traffic.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
Look at that, that's so cool.
Clear of conflict.
Tradition level is 120. Data link config invalid. I'm doing something wrong here. I forgot what it was. My apologies. So 3402000. Oh, okay. So we do it without. I can try one more time requesting. Not sure if it's going to work anyway. Okay. 30 nautical miles to Kilo Foxtrot Kilo there. And 56 nautical miles. Let's see if we can load. But it's probably going to say data link config invalid again. So we're going to screw that. That's fine. So descent. So we got 55 nautical miles until the top of descent, which is in about 7 minutes from now. And then we'll be descending for the Dalaman airport in the south of Turkey. Let's have a look at the general flight plan there. So already sort of halfway from Ankara to Dalaman. I believe for the rest everything is set up, which will simply not have a ILS approach, but will be a just a localizer. So we will have to manage the vertical descent completely by ourselves once we do the final approach. Then, obviously, for the descent we can use the initial approach, which will be guided by the vertical navigation system of the autopilot. So 44 nautical miles until the descent. Let's check the winds. We got some tailwinds actually, so we're being pushed a little quicker. So are we now going to descend early, or are we going to descend a little bit later because of that? Let's have a little look out the side. It's a beautiful aircraft, PMDG 737-700. I would like the 737-600 as well. I would also like the 787-800 and the 787-900, but hey, money doesn't grow on trees. At least not in our universe. But perhaps in another universe it is all that happens. And if you consider mathematics and the very plausible likelihood that once our universe got created, a whole bunch of other universes got created at the very same time, and with actually an indefinite number of different combinations. So there could be a universe out there for anyone. One universe will only have fire hydrants, and the other will only have whatever, the color blue. I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. But we are in the universe where money does not grow on the trees, and I think we're doing just fine, so that should be okay. Alright, so enough with the nonsense. 30 nautical miles until the top of descent. I might want to descend a little early. Let's see, we got the tailwind there still going on. zoom out a little bit. Okay. So once we descend, our first altitude constraint that we will meet is 11,000. Just going to wait until 10 more nautical miles before we start the descent. And I believe we might start actually a little bit later when we have a tailwind, but I don't know, what can I say? I always forget. So by now the pressurization system actually completely failed. So we cannot even put in the landing elevation. We could obviously put it on manual, but I'm not really sure how to operate this yet. I know you can open the valve and it will create a small. You get a smaller differential, which should be fine, I guess. And while holding it, you can see the valve there is slowly rising. And you should hopefully see here the differential pressure, the big needle to drop. But the small needle there, this one is actually sitting at 20,000 and should be more like 30,000 or 34,000 where we are currently at. But well, yeah, that's just all that we're going to do with it for now. Let's have a look at the top of descent. So that's 14 nautical miles. So I think I'm going to say descent now, but let's first put in 11,000 feet. Alright. All looking good. Descent now. Execute. So it's going to try and level us off at 11,000 feet, at or above 11,000 at a body. It's recommending a vertical speed to descend with 1700 feet per minute. And the target speed of 244 knots. So that seems fine. It does look though that the vertical speed, it is slowly rising, I believe, increasing, so that should be good. Let's keep on monitoring it, because it should be around 1760. And you can see the offset here. We're now 1,000 feet, I believe, actually below the descent profile. So in that sense, I guess it's probably good. Then this difference is, for now, we can ignore it. What is that body of water there? Why don't we just check that out? Oh, that should be this. Buyuk Menderes. Okay. So we're a little below the descent profile still, actually, but it is catching up. That's nice. Can we do the forecast again? Just because I'm stubborn. and against better judgment. And we get the message saying data link config invalid, so let's forget about that then. 1860 vertical speed is advised, but for now it's okay. We are actually a little bit below the descent path, and you can see here 430, so that's dropping. So we should be getting more and more on the correct profile. You can see now the magenta triangle there is starting to move. You can actually see it move now. Speed, target speed 244 knots, and that is precisely what the aircraft is doing. And you can hear the engines responding as well, and the primary flight display is saying retard, because it is now catching up with the vertical descent profile. So we should see, I guess we could expect an increase in the vertical speed there to match up with the target vertical speed of 1887. So the N1 is now like almost idling, 39.5. Vertical deviation is 55 low, so we're still a little bit below the descent profile, which is perfectly fine. And you can see indeed 1500 and rising, 1550 for the vertical speed. It is still trying to catch up with the target vertical speed for the descent. And the vertical deviation is just really negligible for now. So that's perfect. My apologies. So yeah, so far so good. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. As you may have noticed, we have started our descent to our destination, Dalaman Airport. We're currently descending through flight level 270, which is 27,000 feet. We expect to arrive at Dalaman at around 9 minutes past 11. That is Zulu time, that should be 9 minutes past 12 local time, if I'm not mistaken. We hope you enjoyed your flight, and as I always say, no matter what happens, the plane will eventually touch the ground anyway. This looks pretty beautiful. Or beautifully pretty. Okay. Enough of the yolks. Let's see. Descent page. There's no vertical deviation, it appears. So we're spot on. Straight onto the descent profile. There's 11,000. So yeah, it's going to be a slight challenge for the final approach. We will not be using ILS system, but just the localizer. Localizer will definitely help with aligning the aircraft laterally, but then vertically we need to manage it ourselves. So there's a RIVBU coming up. So we're expecting to touch down in about a little under 20 minutes. Let's prepare a little bit more. So 11,000 feet is the first constraint. Oh, this is the wrong chart. RIVBU soon out, and then Ebori 11,000. After Ebori, we're going to descend to 9,000 feet for the Atman waypoint right there. So let's have a look at the airport elevation. So airport elevation is about sea level, it's 20 feet above the sea level. We have final approach course 190 and the localizer is 110.9. Let's do a quick sanity check. 110.9. We can see in the primary flight display as well 110.9, and you have a course of 190, so that's all good. We got the radio altitude of 700 feet for the decision height, and we see this here in the chart as well, so that bit is all good. And the transition altitude was 12,000 feet. Let's check the descent. There's no vertical deviation, so for now we are actually still spot on. I got still 3,000 kilograms of fuel on the board. That is also good. Let's have a look at the descent checklist. Pressurization, landing altitude. Well, we cannot get that now. Recall checked. Probably can't. No clue. Acknowledged. Pressing on. Auto brake as required. For now, auto brake 1 I guess should be fine. Landing data, VRF and minimums. So let's have a look at that. Approach ref, so we're going to do a flap 40. So our VRF speed, or the approach speed 129er. So let's go back to the checklist. Approach briefing, we had that, so descent checklist complete. Approach checklist, altimeter should be set, so we have to wait for that with that a little bit until we cross the transition altitude. Have a look outside for a bit. So RIVBU coming up in 3.2 nautical miles. Soon out, and then Ebori, where we should be at 11,000. And if we look at the descent page, there's a slight vertical deviation of 1927 feet high above. Speed's picked up, 252. Why is that? Perhaps it's because of the tailwind. And then after 11,000 we will go to 9,000. Let's put this in for now. Okay, 12,000. Wasn't 12,000 the, there you go. So let's go to local QNH. So the speed is still actually a little bit high. Put in a little bit of speed brake, or actually in my case it's full speed brake. So the landing checklist: engine start switches, cont or auto, speed brake armed, landing gear down 3 green, flaps green light. So we're going to wait with that a little bit. Now turning to Atmon, where we should be at 9,000 or above. So basically for runway 19 we'll do a straight in landing. We're almost at 9,000 feet now. And then it looks like we're going to have to manage the approach ourselves, or the vertical approach I should say. So let's have a look here if there's anything noteworthy. It's 11,000. So at NAFSA we want to be at 4300. Drag required after NAVSA. Okay. Let's have a look at the plan here. We're now on our way to NAVSA. Okay, so 4300. Level change. We're a little bit high. So the vertical deviation is now 1200. Let's extend the speed brakes some more. So we're still a little bit high, I can see. At our current speed, I believe we can go flap 1 maybe. Hopefully we're not breaking the aircraft. Vertical deviation is getting a little bit less. That's good news. I believe that might be the airport already. Let's turn on localizer. Vertical speed. Okay, so let's see how this is going to work out now. I'm going to reduce speed a little bit more. 160 until around 4 DME. Flap 2. Flap 5%. But we're not descending, are we? Why is that again? Come on.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong here. Okay, look, it's just taking off. So I'm not sure if we're going to make our landing. We could turn off the autopilot, but not sure if that's going to be very successful. Cabin crew, take your seat for landing. No, we're never going to make this. Look at it, man.
25. Sink rate. Sink rate.
Yeah, forget it. Gear up. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Go to this stupid hold somewhere.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Pull up.
La-di-dum. Let's just do some rogue flying here.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Too low terrain. Too low terrain.
It's a pretty area though, look.
Bank angle. Bank angle. Bank angle. Airspeed full. Airspeed full. Airspeed full. Airspeed full. Sink rate low. Gear. Airspeed full. Airspeed full. Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
I'm sorry about that.
Low terrain.
I guess I just gave up. We could have a look, maybe something else, see if we can drop the gear with the gravity assist. You know what, let's just go for, just try again.
Caution. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Caution. Terrain.
Get some speed brakes. So we're really abusing this beautiful 737 right now.
Sink rate. Caution. Terrain. Pull up. Caution.
Do not try this at home, kids. Alright, this is not too pretty, but well, it seems a little bit more stable. Flap full. Let's try and keep coming down.
Approaching minimums.
Okay, we're carrying on. Alright, let's get ready for a touchdown then, people.
400. 300. Sink rate. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, that's a bouncy landing. Reverse. $70 knots, 60. Flaps up, speed brake up. Okay, so well, for those of you who are still alive, welcome to Dalaman Airport. So for those of you watching, I apologize for the poor landing. Let's turn off the landing lights. Turkish 812 cleared the runway. Runway vacated. So maybe we can see the GSX menu, maybe we can see the passengers get off the plane then. And again, those passengers that are still alive after the crazy stunt I just pulled when I got the missed approach. Is there a vehicle on the runway? Yeah, so welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator, where they put the vehicles on taxiways, and it's totally weird sometimes. So let's look for a place to park. Just going to pick the very first opportunity right here. Got some coolant on Pegasus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to Dalaman Airport. We hope you enjoyed your flight. The temperature here is 20 degrees centigrade. We hope you enjoyed your flight and come again soon. And we hope you enjoy the nice Turkish food. So we're not quite there yet. So let's put in some N1 there. Parking brake is set. Engine 1 off, engine 2 off. Let's see if we can use the GSX menu.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
This parking is too small. Okay, so this to reposition and gate 11 suitable parking. Let's go with parking. I want to be at the parking. Available in 4 minutes. Oh hell no. Occupied, occupied. Too small. Combat. Ramp cargo. Occupied, occupied. Too small. Oh my god, man. Combat. For crying out loud, man.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
Let's just park
The
there
chosen
anyway.
position is too small for your
Just
aircraft.
warp me there. There you go. Now we magically are here inside another aircraft. Man, this is fucking horrible. Okay, that's it, man. That's it. We're just going to end the stream. Thank you very much for checking. And if you like the content, leave a like and a comment, and you know, maybe send some incriminating pic. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, so thank you very much for checking, everybody, and see you again soon. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I was your personal funky scene pilot. See you next time. Have a good day. Bye bye.